Point of View is brought to you in association with Stanbic Bank, moving forward.
Welcome to The Point of View. It's your favorite current affairs show on television. We are coming to you on Citi TV, and my name is Bernard Avle. On this show, we bring you the right guests. We ask them the relevant questions, and you come up with some useful insights all the time. It's interactive. You can get in touch in a number of ways. If you are watching on television, there's a WhatsApp number on the screen. You can tell us what you think of the discussion, and we'll be happy to read your comments. If you're watching on Facebook as well, there's a live stream with lots of comments going on down there, and we'll be happy to read your views. So tonight we're finding out whether it's a myth or it's a truth, whether it's a fact or fiction, an attempt to destabilize the state. It's a very interesting story that broke on Monday, and I have a very interesting panel to help us delve into the matter. Stay with us. Welcome back. So the point of view tonight delves into the issue of the attempt to destabilize the state by targeting the presidency. On the 20th of September, a joint security operation of personnel from the various security agencies raided a hospital in Alaju, arrested 3 persons, and they essentially had been monitored for over 15 months. They've been under surveillance for 15 months. Dr. Frederick Yao McPalm and 2 others, Mr. Ezo Kafui, who is a local weapons manufacturer, and Bright Alan Debra Ofosu, were picked up, and a number of things were retrieved from them, including what we've put on the screen. In a 17-paragraph statement, government essentially said these people were planning to cause harm to the state through destabilization. Government was very careful not to use the word coup, although the media promptly interpreted it to be that. I have in studio 2 gentlemen, and I'll also be joined on the line by Skype by the Minister for Information, Mr. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, who issued the statement that we put on the screen. This has been government's only official communication on the matter. So for those of you who haven't followed, I'll give you some highlights of this. But I also have in studio lawyer for the 3 gentlemen who've been arrested and remanded, McPalm, Ezo Kafui, and Alan Debra Ofosu. He's in the person of lawyer Kojo Adawudu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We also have a man who's been involved in coups. I really don't know how to describe him. He's a retired captain of the Ghana Armed Forces, but his name popped up in 67, popped up again in 72, popped up in 75. He says he has nothing to do with 79. But if we talk about coup d'etats, he knows a thing or 2. So I've called him to help me interpret what is going on. Captain Joel Sowu, great to have you on the show.
Thank you, and good evening to your cherished watchers and listeners.
So I hope it's not a problem when we describe you as a man who's experienced in coups. It's a very dubious title.
Oh, I don't mind.
Wow.
I don't mind at all.
So you were there in 67?
I was there in 66.
You were there in 67. Oh, even 66 too?
66,
67,
72.
72.
Yes.
And 75. Challenge, man. Okay, so I'm going to start with government because Kojo Oppong Nkrumah's statement essentially says these 3 persons and other people in a WhatsApp group had been under surveillance since June 2018, and their arrest was not a knee-jerk action. It was after a consistent surveillance. Information Minister and Member of Parliament for Fosia Irebi, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, is currently in New York, and he's actually with the president, who's delivering a speech at the UN General Assembly. I'm going to cross over to him to ask him what's the latest on this case, since he's the official government person talking to us about this. So, Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, thanks for joining us. Good evening. Hello, Kojo. So we'll fix the Kojo line and get some details from him shortly. But let me just give you some quick highlights of what the government has been saying. So Okay, so Kojo is on. Okay, hello Kojo, can you hear us? Hello Kojo.
No speakers around.
Good evening, Kojo. If you can hear us, we wanted you to tell us what's the latest information from government after the court appearance of the 3 suspects. What is the latest information government can put out on this matter?
I don't think that there is anything new that has transpired between yesterday and today in reference to this matter. I think as at yesterday, the first 3 persons, that's the what I would say the prime suspect and his first 2 accomplices were arraigned before a magistrate court for purposes of getting a remand. Also yesterday, I think when I spoke to you earlier on radio, I mentioned that the updated brief we had was that a number of military persons, including at least 1 officer, had also been detained and were being interrogated. And when that was done, they, I am briefed, would also be arraigned before the courts. That's the latest brief as I have on it now. And beyond that, I'm not aware that there's been any new development.
Is there any indication that they would be sent to a higher court and that the charges will be modified?
The information I have is that, first of all, this is a matter which would be adjudicated upon by the High Court. It is my understanding. And my understanding is that it will probably start with the committal proceedings at the Circuit Court. But again, the brief I have is that, as you are aware, the courts are on recess now. And so what they had opportunity to access was the Circuit Court for purposes of getting a remand and for making some preliminary charges outlined before the courts. That's the understanding I have. Indeed, I think earlier today, the Deputy Attorney General, the Honorable Bemka, had reason to comment on the fact that when they are done with all of those, they will commence the processes, which I imagine will start from committal proceedings at the Circuit Court and then onward to the High Court to determine the substantive matters.
Do we expect the number of people to increase? For now, it's 3. Based on the surveillance, should we expect the list of people to be brought to be changed in the coming days?
The indication I have is that is a very high possibility because, as I mentioned, some military persons are being interrogated, and when they are done with that interrogation, those who are, for want of better expression, to be included in this list will also be arraigned before the courts. I think we can draw an inference from that to expect some more persons to be arraigned.
Is the government concerned about panic creation, for which reason you are not mentioning the names of the soldiers involved? Because the 3 persons you have put out are all civilians. And a lot of people think that for a coup d'etat or a subversion of state or for any kind of serious instability to occur in the manner in which we've described it, you must have some sort of military involvement. Why haven't the military people been mentioned at all so far?
I think, as I mentioned, it's because they are going through, the military does their own internal things first before they would hand them over to the civil courts or to the civil system to proceed. These persons, it is my understanding, were first arrested by the military, are being interrogated by the military as a first step, and then they'll be handed over to the civil authorities to proceed therefrom. I think it's important. I really don't think it's helpful for anybody to imagine that this matter is concluded. These are just the beginning stages, and they have to take their time and do a decent job. And when they are done, they will now proceed, my brief says, to the civil authorities, for the civil authorities, in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of the land, to proceed. Can you hear me, Bernard?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Kojo.
Yes. So I think it's a process that is going on, and we should just give them the room to do their work. This is not a matter that is going to end tomorrow or the day after. I think we owe ourselves that duty of care to let them go through their processes and to put out the ones that they find are culpable in this enterprise and who they intend to charge before the civil courts.
I'm sure you are minded that for such issues, the quicker we deal with the issue, the better, in the sense that
Absolutely.
The longer it drags, the more uncertainty it creates. So in terms of the court proceedings, evidence is already there, and this is not time for further investigations. So I'm guessing you are just putting final touches to what you have, and you are going to move straight into the case.
That is a brief as I have it, and I think that is an absolute caution that the authorities, both the military and the civil authorities, are very mindful of.
Finally, Kojo, in the past, when there were issues to do with government and insecurity, presidents didn't like traveling at all, because you know that Nkrumah, for example, it was when he was outside in Vietnam that his government was overthrown. But it seems as if this president is not concerned. He's been all over the place. He's actually in New York with you, speaking to the General Assembly. I mean, if there's a serious attempt to destabilize his government, he shouldn't be at the Flagstaff House, locking the door and making sure that all his men are with him in the room.
So yes, you are right. Just behind me here, President Akufo-Addo will very shortly be addressing the UN General Assembly. And yes, you are right that ordinarily, people will be rushing back home, etc. But a few things that I need to draw your attention to. First of all, instead of being in panic, it's a moment to have confidence in the national security apparatus and the military high command, because it is as a result of their fortitude and as a result of their ability to be on top of the issue. That's how come 15 months ago, they had the initial bits of information and commenced the surveillance exercise, commenced tracking these persons and gathering evidence, even including audiovisual evidence, which I'm informed some of your colleagues at Citi TV have had an opportunity to, I think, even be privy to earlier today. They have, the brief I'm given informs us that they have done a very diligent job and are in full and firm control of the situation. The president is regularly engaging with his ministers and the national security advisors and operatives, and has full confidence that the military high command, the national security apparatus, etc., is in full control of the situation. It is for that reason that people are encouraged to go about their business as usual, and he will go about his business as usual as well.
Aren't people asking you what is happening in Ghana? You are the UN, everybody is there. Aren't they asking the president and his information minister, what are you guys up to? Why are you trying to mess up your democracy?
Oh, I mean, of course, when you meet other heads of states, they, ask, and they ask also about some of the media reports that report, for example, an attempted coup, which is not what we have said has happened. And then you have an opportunity to clarify that, well, the state security apparatus inform us that they have evidence of persons who were plotting, who had moved beyond the plot to begin acquiring instruments for the purpose, and who had commenced testing, and they moved in to neutralize, and that they are in firm control, and therefore there's no need to be panicky or to be worried about it. So yes, you would find brotherly nations, other members of the United Nations inquire, but we're able to provide them the answers and the assurances as we even follow the issues that are ongoing back home.
Thank you, Kojo, and good luck with the speech to the president.
Thank you.
So that was Information Minister Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. You could see in the background the hall at the UN General Assembly. The president will be speaking, and that will be telecast later on. So I have the two gentlemen in here. Just a quick reaction to what we know so far, Captain. So you've seen the statement, and this is the basis for all of this, because until this statement came out, it was a graphic and the Times which had reported on Monday that there had been some activity at the Citadel Hospital with very scanty details, and then this 17-paragraph statement was released. Minister is saying to us that the word coup was introduced by the media, not by government. But if you read this, I mean, you can infer that the people are accused by government of wanting to plan.
No, look at the heading.
Security agencies for attempt to create instability in Ghana.
Yeah, so if you are to create an instability in Ghana, what does that mean?
Well, somebody could say when JFK was shot in the US, it could have created instability, but it wasn't a coup. Because you can instability, that there's a difference between causing instability, because a coup is a very specific thing. See, and you are an expert there.
What are you foiling?
An attempt to create instability.
The attempt, what is the attempt? What is the meaning of that?
Well, the details are there. They were plotting.
The point I'm making is that when you talk about an attempt or security agencies foil attempt. What is an attempt?
Not plans, attempt.
Yes. So what is an attempt?
You're right.
So Yeah, so you understand. I'm speaking from experience, and then in such a situation, if you are found guilty, the charge, I mean, depending on what charge has been given you, if you are found guilty and it falls within the charge of treason, you know, because if you are found guilty of creating an instability in this country, what are the possible charges? The lawyer may be able to answer that question. And therefore, you haven't used the word coup, but the implication of what you've put there.
But let me give you an example. For example, when President Mills died, if for some reason Parliament hadn't done what constitutionally was mandated to swear in the Vice President, and they had waited and delayed and they dated over the situation, that could have created instability, but that wasn't a coup.
But
you know what I'm saying? So my point is that you cannot jump from...
It wouldn't be an attempt.
So for you, the operative word is attempt.
It's attempt.
So they have put the media and the public in the coup mode based on the statement
you could have said that the security agencies have arrested some people for involving in activities that are not conducive to the something of the state, something like that.
Or to be engaging in plotting subversion.
No. Don't even use the word plotting. Just say some people have been arrested for engaging in certain activities that may that is not conducive to the welfare of the state. If you put something there, you've arrested some people. Yes. Why have they been arrested? Because they are involved in certain activities, you know, that are not conducive to the welfare of the state. So
your point is that the government ought to have known that there's a lot more happening than meets the eye.
Exactly. So now you look at the statement itself. Let us talk to the statement.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk to the statement. When you read all this, let's forget about the bump of 1, 2, and 3 paragraphs. Look at paragraph 4.
Paragraph 4, okay.
Yes, where they are talking about
the following items.
All these items that are stated here, I will rubbish up to bullet 3. Okay. 5
locally manufactured pistols.
Yes, all those.
It's not strong enough. Just 1 foreign pistol, no. 3 locally manufactured pistol barrels, not a big deal.
Let's just give the benefit. Just forget about those things, okay? When you talk about 3 smoke grenades, then my feelers go up.
3 smoke grenades.
Yeah. When you talk of grenades, my feelers go up. When you talk of 22 improvised explosive devices, explosives, you all know what explosives can do. You understand? So that is a very serious thing. When you talk about 9
7.62 millimeter NATO AK-47 rounds.
Now, this one sends my mind straight to a foreign country, NATO. What would NATO AK-7 rounds be doing in Ghana? Are you with me?
So for you, the smoke grenades, the IEDs, and the AK-47 rounds...
I'll talk to you. Just listen. Just be patient. When you talk about the AK-47 magazine, but you haven't talked about AK-47 itself, that also will send your mind thinking. Then you talk, as for the long life, we can have a long life in our kitchens. But let me tell you, because of the word attempt, that is why I'm talking the way I'm talking. All right? When you use an attempt to create instability, the only conclusion you can come to is that there is an attempted coup. Somebody is trying to attempt a coup.
So the media is right in using the expression.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just speaking to this issue.
I get you.
Okay. Now, who in his right mind, planning and plotting or doing whatever it is to create instability in Ghana, will have the magazine together with the rifle in one place? Unless you are not thinking properly.
I don't understand that point.
If they come and arrest me, that I'm trying to do something to destabilize the country, if they find the ammunition and they find the rifle, it will be difficult for me to explain. But if I'm smart enough, I can keep the magazine. I'll put the rifle in another house. And in trying to do anything to destabilize a country, you must be smart. That's number one. Number two, there is something we call the amoeba system. I think lawyer is very can understand what I mean by the amoeba system. And we know the characteristics of the amoeba. That it spreads, it cuts, it begins to disintegrate. So the amoeba system is that this is Mr. A, one person. He talks to 3 people, 1, 2, 3. Those 3 people, each one will go and talk to another 3. And it goes on and on. So you come to me in my house, you will see me talking to only 3 people. But in actual fact, I'm talking to about thousands of people. Because when I talk to the 3, this one will talk to 3. And each of the one will be, and it will be spreading. So a thing like this, when you look at it, you must begin to look at it, excuse me to use the word, professional eyes, and begin to interpret it. Now, who in his properly right mind will keep only 2 AK-47 magazines? The magazines, what are they used for? That's why you put the ammunition, it's not.
Yeah.
So where is the AK-47 that you have to put the magazine under? This is where, in a situation like this, you are very pragmatic. You don't jump to conclusions. And this is where, on Monday, all those media houses that called me, I told them one thing. In a situation like this, please be patient, because it takes a long time to unravel the puzzle. 7,000 Ghana cedis was paid to procure AK-47. How do we not know, or how do we know or not know that 10, 20, 30 other people have been paid 7,000 each to procure 10. I'm speaking professionally here.
So you are saying that we shouldn't dismiss this casually by simply saying that these are simple things.
Bernard, I am only analyzing this.
I know, but I want you to land in a way that I can conclude on your first point. So I just want to understand. You're saying that when you see this as a professional person,
don't rubbish it.
Don't rubbish it.
Yes,
there's more to it.
There's more to it than that meets the eye. Because one, you don't know how widespread the thing is. I've explained to you the amoeba system. Because a thing like that, even when you hear and you don't report, you are culpable. True or false?
But so far, we've only heard from government. The people haven't said anything.
That's why I told the media, stop making a lot of noises. Because you might be prejudicing the innocence.
But the government has released a 17-paragraph statement.
Listen.
People were there when the event happened and took pictures. So it's already out there. So what should we do?
Listen. When there is fufu or there is nkwai, and you start drinking the nkwai, instead of waiting for the nkwai to be put on the fufu for you to eat, you might never eat the fufu with the nkwai. And I'm saying that I have been arrested before. I was trying to plot a coup. I had to defend it. And I know the mindset of if you are arrested and they say you are trying to destabilize the country. I know the mindset. And I can also conjecture what government also does. There are people, I'm saying this without any apologies. There are people who are sadists in the system who will try to do anything to get you suffer. You may be innocent, but because the media makes you, sometimes you make a lot of noise, you create more problem for the innocent man. So I'm saying, calm down. The investigations are still going on. For all you know, at the end of the day, they will realize that this NATO, I'm zeroing on this NATO thing for a purpose. How can a doctor get access to NATO ammunition? Are you following the point I'm making?
I am.
So, if the media will lie low, now Kojo Oppong Nkrumah says, you put the coup in the thing or that temple, whatever it is.
He said we the media.
He said, that's what I said.
It's an issue of semantics.
Pipes down.
All right, let me take lawyer Adawudu's points. So you were in court on Tuesday with your client. So summarize for us what happened in court from your perspective and what your client is pleading, if he's made a plea at all.
Thank you, Bernard. But before I summarize, I think that just to what the Minister of Information has just said, I think he's just backtracking. It's an issue of semantics. The backlash and the cynicism that has created what they have put in the court of public opinion, they realize that, no, it might be a gaffe. And to backtrack, he says that it's the media. What's the meaning of fall and attempt? You know, it's just an issue of semantics that he wants to put and blame the media, that it is the media. If this is a high-profile security issue, why do you put it in the public domain when you have not even taken statements from the suspect? 2.
So at the time that the statement was put out, your suspect hadn't been
They had
taken
not
official
even,
statements.
official statement had not even been taken. You see, that's why I'm saying that sometimes when he says he's been briefed, I have no qualms with him. He's been briefed. He's not there. He's not an actor. He's not there. But you see, he said that normally, and that's the procedure, with the military, they have their own procedure they go through before they hand over to the civil. Says the civil department or the civilian authorities to go through. But this was upside down. They were brought to BNI, interrogated, statement was taken, and kept there.
Oh, okay.
You see? And kept there. I was with them when their statement was taken. So it is now that maybe they will have to take them back to the military. You see? So it is not always true. I don't have any qualms with him because he is being given briefing, and that's a briefing. But this is the actual thing that had happened on the way. So I was actually surprised that when statement had not even been taken, and the government has issued statement. Now, if you want this matter, which is a high profile and a very serious matter, it has to be dealt by the security agencies and in the court of competent jurisdiction. But you chose to come to the court of public, and now you want the media, when there is a backlash, to tone down, not to prejudice. So what was the intention when you put it in the public domain? You could have allowed the security agencies to say that, listen, we have found some cache of ammunition and we are dealing with the situation. It is perfect for everybody to know that there had been some. But when you come and you say that the intent or the surveillance was to radicalize the youth to stand against political authority, what do you mean? And now you want to...
So inadvertently, they probably may have heightened anxiety.
Anxiety.
Whereas, but if being a lawyer for the 3, if they had done all of this without telling the public anything, would that not also have been somewhat, I don't know how to put it, because if you are dealing with such a high-profile case based on 15 months of surveillance, and you go and make such a raid, and you don't make any public announcement, and then it leaks, or somebody investigates and finds out, will that not put the government in a very bad situation, so that telling the public what they are doing is to let them know that we have this under control, so relax?
No, Bernard, that's why the Constitution says that when you arrest the people, within 48 hours, you have a window, opportunity to go to court and still remand the people. So if you made an announcement that some activity was going on, we've arrested these people, and we allow the law to take its own course, After 48 hours, you've not finished investigation. You put them before the court. You tell the court that, look, we have not finished investigation, so we want them to be remanded. You give access to their lawyers and their families that, look, they are being held here, so you can always visit them. I think if you go through this process without the fanfare and in the media that this is what has happened and everybody's a coup d'etat, are you getting it? That is what has heightened. If you had said, look, we have found some people with firearm, they were manufacturing guns and the rest, I don't think the public...
So the anxiety and all is the government's doing.
It's the government's doing.
It's the statement that
has created that.
Can I come in?
Just, Do you dispute what he's saying?
You see, Master, sometimes it is better to err on the side of caution. Okay? What am I saying? In a situation that you think, all right, Mr. A, Mr. B are involved in certain activity that you don't understand.
Yeah.
So you put the cameras, on them, surveillance on them for 15 months. For 15 months, there must be a reason. Why didn't they come following you or putting this in on you? And why this particular person? There must be something.
Yes.
So let us find what it is. So 15 long months gives them an indication. And I'm saying to you, and I'm repeating it, that person that you see may not be alone in this thing that is involved in. You don't know how widespread the thing is. So you must move with caution. When you arrest these people, and you don't put it in the public domain, that certain people have been arrested, perhaps I wouldn't have put it the way they have put it. So when you put it there in the domain, the public is aware that certain people have been arrested.
Exactly.
It is better than rumors going around that they are starting arresting people. That would rather create panic.
So it's important to put it up. The nature of the putting out of the issue.
The nature of putting out
it's a good point. I'll take a short break. This is
Yes.
the point of view. We're trying to unravel this very interesting situation that started on Friday and has come to a head. There's a court case already. The lawyer for the 3 men who have been held is my guest. I also have a man who has experience in staging and foiling coups. He's in the person of Captain Joe. So we'll read some of your comments. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Point of View. Today we're trying to unravel this case of attempt to cause instability. Government says they've staged, the security agents have foiled an attempt to create instability in Ghana. Statement was released September 23. My guest, Victor Kojo Adawudu, is the lawyer for the 3 persons who have been held in custody: Ezo Kafui, Bright Alan Debra Ofosu, and Dr. Frederick Yalmakpam. I also have Captain Retired Joel Sowu. He was there in 66. He was there in 67 to foil a coup. He was there in 72 to help do one coup. In 75, he was accused of a coup, but was later freed. So he's done with the whole sector.
Went to prison and was freed.
So 67, you foiled an attempted coup against NLC, which was the Ankara Mefrifa Kotoka group.
Yes.
That's the Ata in Yeboah.
Yes.
You went to GBC to say you blocked the coup.
Yeah, because I arrested them first.
You arrested them?
Yes.
Rambo?
First, yeah.
Did you have an AK-47?
Alone. No, alone.
You arrested the two of them alone?
Yeah, I arrested the people alone, the soldiers alone.
And because of that, Ata Yeboah was sentenced to death.
Yeah.
And then the third person was sentenced to 30 years.
Yes.
And then 72, you were part of those who removed Buzia.
Yes.
And then 75,
yes, I was arrested.
Achampon accused you
for attempted coup.
That's why so from blocking coup to doing coup to attempting coup, all of them.
All of them.
That's why these things are interesting to you.
Yes.
But in those days, there was no internet.
No, in those days there was no internet.
So there was no iPad and
nothing of those things.
So how are you meeting to
why I seem to be saying that when we were arrested, the only thing they found was the kafubeng, the one.
Yeah. For the farm.
The rifle.
We used to, yes, for hunting.
For hunting. And then some cartridge, and the cartridges.
That's all they found on you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to tell you.
But when there's stuff like...
And yet we were sent to court, tried, sentenced to death by firing squad, and I ended up in some prison for 3 years.
Had you been under surveillance?
Yes.
How long were this? Did they claim they were...
For almost 8 months.
But in those days, the meetings had to be physical meetings.
We were not even having any meetings. So there was no meeting, there was nothing. And I'm just trying to tell you, don't rubbish this thing like that.
No.
And I mean, I'm just saying that let us tread with caution. Just because the military intelligence, for instance, I can speak for the military intelligence. They know what they are about.
Yeah.
I can stand up any day. They know exactly what they are about. Now, remember, strategy and tactics is our bane. So, and I'm saying, just chill. Wait. See the evidence that will be brought. Then, if you need to defend.
Right. Lawyer, what have your clients been accused of?
No, they were accused of, I think they said they were investigating them for possession of arms, manufacturing of arms, and high treason. This was what they were being investigated.
Possession
of arms,
manufacturing, and high treason. They were investigating them for?
Yeah. And then conspiracy. Right.
To commit crime?
Yeah, to commit crime. Now, when we got to the court, then they were charged with possession of arms, conspiracy, and manufacturing of arms. So these were the charges, essentially, which was up to 5 charges that was against my client.
But I'm told because the nature of the court was a lower court, they couldn't have brought treason charges against them in that court.
No, if that is the case, then you couldn't have even brought possession of firearms under Section 192 against them.
So what's the argument? You are saying that...
My argument is that you brought possession of arms under Section 192 of the Criminal Act, which makes the offense or the sanction as a first-degree felony. And if we say first-degree felony, it is the High Court and others that would have to have jurisdiction to determine that. But that's what they were charged. Now, when we got in there and we saw the charges, and the judge also saw it, the judge realized that some of the manufacturing of arms and the rest, she has jurisdiction, she could determine that matter.
So they have to modify.
But the other ones, she did not have jurisdiction. So in her wisdom, when they read the charges, she said they will not take the plea. Now, normally what happens in a criminal trial is that when charges are read, you are asked whether you are guilty or not guilty. It follows. It follows.
So you plead either guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. But she said no, it was not going to take. And the prosecution also said they don't want to take And I said, no, the law is not that you come to court and you say, plea will not be taken, so just remand the people for me. That's not the law. So it was then the court rose, and the court said, yes, she has seen that she hasn't got jurisdiction with some of the charges. So she was directing them either to amend the charge sheet to enable her to have jurisdiction to continue with the matter or lay the proper charges.
So far, these people who are prosecutors, is it the police, the Attorney General, or the Defense Military Intelligence?
It's the police.
So far it's police?
It's the police. But the police take their instructions from the Attorney General. They prosecute on behalf of the Attorney General.
I thought it's the other way around. The police investigate a matter and they prepare a docket for the Attorney General, who is the lawyer, to take the matter to.
What happens is this. The Attorney General is the one who has power to prosecute. Nobody. Now, because of the animosity of the work, they are given some powers to prosecute. That's why you find the police in the district court. You find them in the circuit court. Hardly will you see a policeman in the high court prosecuting some crimes.
It must be a lawyer.
It must be a lawyer. So, Attorney General, even whilst they are prosecuting at the district and the circuit court, there are some cases when it comes to the crunch, they need to go to the Attorney General for an advice before they prefer the charge against you. So they are not on their own. Everything they do, it is under the instruction of the Attorney General.
Because the statement said a joint operation from Defense Intelligence. So this is military guys.
Yes.
CID, this is police.
Yes.
BNI, which is BNI. So I'm imagining that then it's the CID people who are leading this.
Yes. Even within the BNI, they have police that have been seconded, the detectives.
Yes.
They do the prosecution and all the investigation.
Okay. So since your clients' pleas have not been taken, we don't know what their response is to what they've been accused of.
Oh, no, for the statement they've even written, it says that we don't have an idea about what we are being investigated for.
Okay.
Right? We don't have an idea. What they know, what Dr. Palm had said, is that I was in there when they came. And one person was arrested. And when they came for me, they took me straight to where the generator is.
His generator?
Yes, his generator.
Okay.
And they said there was a sack there where there was locally manufactured guns in it.
In the sack?
In the sack.
This is what his statement said.
Yeah, this is what he's confirmed to me.
He was in his hospital.
Yeah, he was in the hospital. They came.
And
then they came to his office.
Yeah, they came to his office. Then took him.
Where were the other two?
The other two people.
Deborah and Ezo.
I think they were arrested subsequently.
Not at the same place where your man was, the first guy.
It's because I just had a brief discussion with them because we were not being given
So
access.
he's saying that they were taken to the generator and shown...
Yeah, that this sack. So it was when they brought the sack that it was with guns, the locally manufactured. And they said yes. So from there, he was arrested and the others were also picked. So he is saying that all this thing that has been mentioned, that has been found, right? And I'm sure if the judge says he has no idea about this. Now, it is the duty of the prosecution
to prove
this,
to have the nexus, to link and say that these things belong to you or were found in your house or you were in charge of what has been enumerated here.
Has he seen this full statement?
I don't. He hasn't seen this statement.
Because the statement has a lot of things. 14 paragraphs, some of which claim there's a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
There have been meetings at Next Door Beach Resort in Teshin.
Yeah.
There have been, in fact, the last straw that broke the camel's back was the Thursday, 19 September, 23 hours. This is paragraph 10. MacPalm, Ezo, and one soldier went to an area close to La Boma Beach.
Can you stop there?
I'm coming. To test fire some of the locally manufactured weapons.
Yes.
Then on the following day, the 20th, between 9 o'clock and 7 and 5 p.m., a team of security personnel undertook the operation, which led to the arrest. So it would seem to me from the flow that they have been at surveillance for 15 months. But when they had gone to do the test, this was almost like the last straw. So my comment is, has he seen the statement? And in his statement, does he comment about any of these things?
No, I'm yet to have conference with him.
For the next meeting,
The good thing is that when we went to the court had given an order that the family should be allowed and they should have access to
lawyer.
And the lawyer also should have access every day, anytime we want to go. So those are the things that I'll put before him and have conference with my client. But it's my client's case that he has no idea about what is being said. If I meet him, I'm sure we'll have.
You move to the next level.
Now, the other thing that I am happy and excited is that our criminal jurisprudence has changed. Now, what the prosecution has against any of the suspects, they would have to bring all the audio, all the photocopy, the secret recordings, everything, to make it available to us, that we will scrutinize with all this evidence what has been mentioned here. So they can't present it
independently without you having access to it?
No. That is what the decision of the Supreme Court says. You put all this, then now we will scrutinize and agree with the judge before the trial starts. So you don't ambush us that we've not even seen it. You come to court and they show it to you, and within a split seconds, you need to make an answer, prefer an answer to the question.
It won't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So for us, at least, it brings some transparency. You put the things down, we'll look at it.
So since yesterday, the court says the family can meet and you, the lawyers, can also meet.
Definitely.
It means today you could have gone. Did you go today?
No. The family went. And
so the family have seen him?
Yes, I have seen him. And I met some of the family people today.
But when is the next court date?
It will be on the 9th.
So between now and then, you'll definitely see him again?
I'll definitely and be prepared for it.
Wow.
Can I?
Yes, you wanted to make a comment.
I wanted to say that if you look at paragraph 10,
yes,
that you were told, and I say, hold on there.
Yes.
And one soldier went to an area close to the
Laboma Beach.
Is it Laboma?
Laboma.
Yeah, Laboma Beach to testify.
Now, I'm just asking myself whether he knows or he has met any soldier and whether he has gone to Laboma Beach with a soldier. Or he hasn't met any soldier at all.
I am yet to. I don't have.
Because
I'm not privy
why
to that.
I'm saying that, because of these reasons, I was saying that the media must tone down. You follow my point? This soldier is an X factor. Okay? This soldier, I'm just looking at this dispassionately without any, I don't have any.
He's raising a red flag for you.
I don't have any emotions at all. Because that soldier, who is he?
He's not named.
So that soldier, was he there because he was part of?
Or he was playing a double game? We don't know. If indeed this is to be believed.
Right. What I'm saying.
Yes.
Do you follow my point?
I follow.
And I'm telling you that, and I'm also saying to you, the military intelligence, they are very thorough. You understand? They are very thorough. Before they will move in, I'm not having a brief for them because I've gone through
that meal.
So I know they will not just wake up one morning and do this. They will make sure it's a thorough thing they've done, and they have.
Well, people are saying it's just to divert attention, and that is just to.
If you play politics with this, then you are playing with the life of the suspect.
But that's what people are saying.
No, you see, their own statement even goes. That is why people are saying that, because if you look at it, it says that paragraph 7. He had formed a group under the guise of mobilizing the youth for nation building, education, and evidence available to support the base of youth and radicalize them against the political authority in Ghana.
But they have to prove that one day.
So, you see, that's where you raise the issue into the realm of politics. Are you getting it? It goes into the realm of politics. Do they have a social group? Yes. What do they discuss? It's an issue of bread and butter happenings in the country. Yeah. So you are saying that they are using that as a tool to radicalize the people. You see?
No, you can't think that.
But lawyer, they've already listed weapons. So,
yes.
And they are also claiming that you are manufacturing weapons and things. So it's not just a question of...
It's not...
Because there are many WhatsApp groups that are not happy with political authority.
Yes.
But they haven't gone to arrest anybody because those people, don't forget, they said they've been surveillance for 15 months. They've been meetings at all allegations, meetings at...
Those are allegations.
Where is it?
You know, that I'm saying that is where
next door beach
the
resort.
Politics rears its ugly.
I won't read politics into it. Ask me why.
No, nobody is reading
why.
it.
No, you are saying that because of what they've said that they are going to...
They want to radicalize the youth
against the political authority.
No, so what I'm saying is that...
not the country.
You can radicalize people. For all you know, these people are being trained for Al-Qaeda people. For all you know. I'm just saying, just as you can say that they are using it to try to create instability in the country. Somebody could have just also said that these youth that you are talking about, okay, it is just a ploy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are going to go to join the ISIS. You could also do that interpretation.
No.
And I'm saying that when you look at...
No, but his point is that the statement is very clear.
Statement is clear.
The statement says that they are doing this because they want to radicalize people against the political authority
in Ghana.
Which is why the statement of this is why the issue of
black and white
instability in Ghana was brought in.
Yes.
I don't know. You don't see my point, so let me leave it that way.
We'll take a short break and come back, and maybe I'll see your point. I have quite a number of messages you've sent in on this matter. This is the point of view. We're talking to lawyer Victor Adawudu, who's the lawyer for the three who have been held for a number of offences, including unlawful possession of arms. And I have Captain Joel Sowu, retired, a serial, an experienced coup. I won't call him practitioner, an experienced coup guy. We're back.
Yes.
Hey, Sean. Hey, Dan.
It's incredible stuff, really, when you put these kids together.
Are you ready for the battle? For the battle of brains in an all-new intellectual experience that is yet to hit your TV screen. Catch the maiden edition of the Best Brain Quiz Competition as the best junior high schools battle it out for glory and pride. It will be educative, fun, but above all, it will be competitive on the Best Brain stage. Best Brain is brought to you by Citi TV and supported by 97.3 Citi FM.
Now your final answer?
Yes.
And that is indeed correct.
Welcome back to the point of view. Let me read some of your comments. We're discussing this attempted destabilization issue. Sowu, a Sioux boy, says, instead of Ghanaians commending the National Security Operative for a job well done, the security experts and NDC apparatchiks are making mockery of the weapons retrieved. Prince Henry from Koforidua. The announcement of the so-called coup plotters would have been great and devoid of politics if the information minister had avoided it and allowed the security agencies to do this. Why is the information minister now speaking on everything, including security issues? Why has the government changed the charges against the so-called coup plotters after they sent them to the law court? Why was the fourth person who we are told to be a military person not part of the post sent to court yesterday? That's a question he's asking. It's a very interesting question.
I'll answer it.
Bernard, in fact, this is the mockery of the century. Let's be serious in this country. Anas from Volta. Bernard, this is a government who said people holding guns and training at the castle meant no evil, but are quick to issue press release on kitchen knife people. The minister should know that he is dealing with human life. I have not forgotten the case of Bevlolati for same acquisition during ex-President Kufuor's time. This is just a diversion from the fake DNA. Parker from 25. Bernard, I believe the description of the people as trying to destabilize the country and overthrow the president is exaggerated. This could be a bunch of criminals intending to cause harm and not necessarily overthrow the president. This is Ide from Agege. Why would we want to ridicule our statehood and security forces? Why is our government in a hurry to portray our country unstable? Koshi Ayivo Denu Junction. Great insight from Captain Kafu inside Chaliboche. More comments. Taga. Bernard, please retire the man and let him go home. I don't know which of the men. I have 3 men. Omehe. He said the fairy tale coup attempt story is nothing but a pathetic effort to divert the public's attention from the serial blunders of the Akufo-Addo government. Linked like the CSSPS self-placement fiasco and the Tardy Girls issue. Julius Carl, to me, it's a well-cooked case to win public sympathy for the incompetence of the government, security agencies in handling the Takrady case. And meanwhile, teacher Uyamwase says, the coup plotters need to face the law no matter what the security saw with them, be it paper or blade. So there's an interesting question about the fourth person.
The soldier.
Yes, because in the statement, why is the soldier not in court? Did you ask that question?
Yes, there were 4 that were charged.
Yes.
The Sule was arrested. He's a 7 military officer. He was arrested and handcuffed.
He's the guy who was with them at the beach, supposedly. Or he was arrested in the house.
I don't know that.
But
he was arrested at he was arrested and brought to the citadel, and he pointed the people out, the doctor, right. And they took all of them to the BNI. Now, at the court, it is the prosecution that decide who to prosecute
or not to prosecute.
And who not to prosecute.
Yeah.
So if they have made a decision that we are bringing the soldier to court, then you tell the court that he's at large. Did he escape from lawful custody?
They told the court he's at large.
Yeah, he's at large.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. He wrote it there boldly that the man is at large. And the accused said, he even showed the people and they brought the people and they arrested me, the third accused. And we went there together. So how can this man be at large?
Bernard.
I understand that, yes, it's conspiratory work that has been done. We are also picking information as to some of the people who infiltrated. I don't have a problem. But if you go to the extent and put the man before court, and all of a sudden you say the man is at large, it raises some suspicion and mistrust. Are you getting it? You could say, yes, I planted this person in here.
No. They cannot say that.
No, I'm coming.
They cannot say that.
No, you see, if you want to use him as a prosecution witness, fine. But to come to court and say that whilst everybody had seen that the man has been arrested, he's been brought to custody, and you come and say he's at large, it raises doubt. So that credibility, you may start.
What's your comment on this?
Can I give you a scenario?
We have a minute.
Oh, okay.
So you need to make it.
I'll give you a scenario. If there are armed robbers who are planning to go and rob somewhere,
yes,
and the intelligence services get to know that they are going to do it, and they know Mr. A, he can be part of the.
Exactly.
They will do all the planning and everything. The soup will come.
Yes.
They will
arrest everybody,
and he will be the one they will beat most.
Yes.
But they know that he's their guy.
They will beat him most for the order to protect him from the armed robbers. Do you understand? They beat him most, and perhaps he's sick. Then they take him to hospital. You don't see him again. Case closed. They arrest all of you. Case closed. So please, I'm just saying that.
Agent provocateur. You're talking about agent provocateur.
I'm just saying that. But military intelligence,
yes,
for instance, they know exactly what they are about.
Yeah.
And when it comes to these issues of destabilizing these things.
Captain,
I'm telling you from experience.
oh yes, my issue is that crime is crime.
Don't ask
Whether-
about that soldier again.
Why should you talk about that soldier? He's the lawyer for the three.
You see,
You will not see him.
no, they should have decided that.
Do you
look,
know something we
even
don't?
that we will not bring him to
You
court.
won't see the soldier again.
Well, as far as
No,
I'm
no.
speaking for myself, as
Maybe-
far as I know,
you see-
You think that that's the end?
oh,
Sule is gone. Won't hear from-
forget.
You see, if you know the man is
All
planning,
right,
or an
perhaps he's even
informant,
already dead. Do you know?
you see, you do things for people to see some resemblance or transparency. That what is being done is fair process, due process. But where there's suspicion and mistrust, if it's your man, why would you bring him to court and tell the
He's at
whole
large.
world that he's at large?
He's at large.
Well, I have to also leave. I've been speaking to Victor Kojo Adawudu, who is lawyer for the three men who've been charged with a number of things, including conspiracy to commit crime, manufacturing of arms and ammunition, and keeping ammunition without lawful custody. And I also have a retired soldier who's been involved in a number of interesting things. Captain Joel Kwame. My name is Bernard Avle. Thank you so much for watching The Point of View. Stay with Citi TV. Goodbye.
Point of View is brought to you in association with Stanbic Bank. Moving forward.